Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Beastman campaign for Mortal Empires. Now last episode we started the corruption of Athel Loren by building a herdstone at the very centre of the forest, the Oak of Ages. After that we started going after the major settlements. You can see if we head down a little bit that Kingsglade has been taken, as well as the crag halls of Findor and Val's Anvil. The last remaining stronghold in Athel Loren itself is the capital of Durfu, the Waterfall Palace. Now, it's going to be a pretty easy fight, in all honesty, and I'm not going to give the Wood Elves the satisfaction of fighting a siege battle. So once we take the Waterfall Palace, we can complete our ritual. We'll go after their last remaining settlements, assuming the game isn't going to, thank you. We'll go after the last remaining settlements, like Massive Oracle over here, Carrick Ziflin up here, and then with those then defeated, we're going to go after the Empire and start taking back the territories we burned down before. Hopefully it'll give us a nice bit of favour coming in too. So, let's get started. Let's grab Sihatori. He's in position now to go after the Waterfall Palace. So, switch you back to that and have you attack. Or not. What? You really? I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little bit of red right there. Alright, fine. Is anybody else? What about Gore? Why are you so... Oh, wait. I was wondering, when did he go so orange? But no, this is actually a custom hero that's introduced. I think it is a custom hero. No, he's a hero that's introduced with Dryker's faction, but thanks to us having the recruited and defeated Lords mod, he joins one of the Wood Elf factions as a result. But yeah, cool deal. I was wondering why Gore had turned orange. Anyway, let's switch you back to this. Can you attack the Waterfall Palace? I think you can. There he goes. Okay, this is going to be a pretty easy fight, I imagine. Not only do we have Gore leading the assault, but we do have Sihatori as reinforcements, and yeah, the signs of victory, they're not even at full strength. Oh, now I feel a little bad. Just a little bad. Still, there we go. 91 casualties out of 2,750 attackers. Wow. But we are going to, of course, loot and raise the Waterfall Palace, burn it down. And once we click for all of these, Juggernauts. We've raised far too many settlements with Gore. Look at those bonuses. Really, really cool. Right. Let's go back now to the Oak of Ages, where we're going to finish off our ritual of ruin. Click this. Click this. And there we go. Now we're already at the maximum level of Marks of Ruination, so it's not going to give us anything more. I'm just doing it because, well, the Wood Elves have turned out to be a pain in the backside. And now they're not going to be anymore. Right, Gorse, let's move you using the Beast Paths. Oh, I was hoping we could jump over to Quillis, but we can't reach it this turn. Oh, actually, we might be able to if we jump here. So yeah, you can pop there, then we'll go after Quillis then with you in the following turn. And then if we pop up to here, Morgul is still in the middle of setting up for an army, so I'll tell you what, you can come down here. We'll start giving you some experience, I think, too. Then you, Malagost, can go after Carrick Ziflin and burn that place down. There we go, decisive victory. Alright, oh, only 472. Let's do that. Oh yeah, well I remember guys, I haven't forgot to mention it at the beginning of the episode, but tomorrow is going to be a new campaign starting for Total War Attila. Now, I gave you guys the opportunity to vote, and the winning vote was actually to play as the Western Roman Empire. So a lot of people actually enjoyed the Eastern Roman one I did a while back, and I had a couple of people actually mention how good it was, well, how many tips I was able to give at being able to start with just a huge empire. And the Western Roman Empire is even bigger. So I haven't had a chance to check out the campaign yet. I might even just leave it till the day, because I like just going into it fresh and not really having much of an initial plan, and just coming up with it. So yeah, if you're interested in a bit more of a historical Total War campaign, check it out when it comes out tomorrow. It's going to be a little late though, because I haven't got time to record the episode today. Well, for you guys, because, well, I'm actually recording this today. So yeah, anyway, let's click through all these. Sort of striking, pretty crappy, but it's okay. Let's move you over towards here. And the next turn we're going to have you jump over and you jump over. Massive Oracle can then be destroyed, and I think... Oh, they still got Carcassonne. Damn it. What about here? Nope, we got Rebels and Babali. Okay. What I might do then, I might just send up one army to deal with Castle Carcassonne. Ooh, there we go, hello. But yeah, we'll sort that out and then we can send everybody else back then, because we still got to use Slugtongue. Yeah, let's just use you and start jumping you back. Ready to help out against, well, our next future attacks now against the Empire. We're definitely going to have to go after Talabekland. Okay, let's just quickly pop onto here though. Sehatori. Yeah, what do I give you at this point? I think we'll just focus on boosting up your combat skills, won't we? So let's go for Fury of the Herd. Gore, let's give you Fury of the Herd. And we'll have a look to see what else we need to give him. Gore Claw. Might as well go here then. Oh no, actually. Let's go Uncanny Senses for the magic resistance. It's not that it's really important, but any little bit of protection will help us. You, Desarius, has now got everything, so we might as well just focus on training with you. Snenzel, let's give you... Ooh, what do I want to give you? Let's give you Deadly Onslaught. Malagast can then get Freakish Mutations because we're working on his Giants. Kaznor, did we finish off your spells? We did. Oh wow, he's actually finished a lot of them. Okay, let's go Block Army just because it's nothing else to do. And there we go. Ooh, interesting. So Warlord Clan Rictus is now going after Great Clan Eshen. Now, it looks like Rictus, which is Tretch Craventail's faction, is actually really powerful. But from my understanding, they don't have a strong presence in the old world. So sure, I'll enter on the side of my ally. Why not, eh? Oh crap. Oh, double crap. Oh wow. Sorry, I was just looking at that. We've actually got Franz and Volkmar the Grim laying siege to Fildorf, but they're not actually attacking it. Now, it makes me wonder if they've taken a lot of attrition, because for them not to attack straight away suggests that they want to wear down my garrison before they launch an attack. We're definitely going to have to go and check that out back in my next turn. But at the moment, just watching the Wood Elves trying their best to survive against the onslaught of chaos. Oh, that's nice. Cornock here of the Warherd Rebels has offered me a peace treaty and to pay me 1,400 favour. Not that it really matters, but I think it's the thought that counts. They are actually coming to me and offering me tributes for peace. And I think that's quite fitting for our characters at the moment, especially how well Molokh has done as a Beastman leader, and the amount of carnage and devastation he has performed. Anyway, the Pestilence scheme has been done, hostile heroes, settlements besieged, we'll come back to that. Ooh, critical failure. Cordeo utterly failed in their attempt to sabotage Zeratori's army. Right, let's have a look at you guys. Okay.
Unwise.
So why is it that you haven't attacked me straight away? Oh. Interesting. So despite the fact that they do have a large enough army, it's going to be a close defeat if they try to attack me. I imagine it's something to do with the 4 giants that's in the garrison. Okay, I'll let them come to me. Rather than me to come to them that time, I should be able to get some reinforcements in. So, if we grab Gore, let's start jumping you over using the Beast Pass. I know we're trespassing, but at this particular point, I don't care. Right, let's get you jumping down over towards here. Slugtongue. Right, you Malagast are going to come and help out over a massive Oracle, aren't you? So we'll jump you out just to here. And then we'll grab you. It's a shame you can't quite make it over. You can jump to there. And then you guys can finish off over here. I think it's fitting that Morgul, the Corruptor, essentially is going to be the one finishing off the Wood Elves. It fits his backstory pretty well. Then we'll have you jump over to here. You can start making your way over too. Yeah, at this point, I really don't care about trespassing. Okay, Oak of Ages, do we need to upgrade? No, we do not. Okay, what do we need left over here? Karagazgavaz I'm going to leave alone. We've got Massive Oracle and we do have Quillis. So I'd best actually move you down there, shouldn't I? Because I forgot all about Quillis. Whoops. And then we'll send someone down to Carcassonne, deal with them, and then that's that done. Okay, now they've come to attack. And interesting enough, it's now changed from a close defeat to a decisive defeat. Now I'm quite happy to fight this battle because I want to try and kill off as many of them as we can, just before we bring in our reinforcements to finish them off. But I think we'll have a chance. We've got 4 giants, a Cygor, Minotaurs, Beastigors. We've got a lot of really good units. Let's see how we do. So here we are, guys, on the battlefield. Now, to kick things off, I decided to take the initiative and attack the Spartan army led by Franz. The reason being is that you can see on the minimap here that Volkmar is coming in with his reinforcements over here to the far left. So I was hoping, given how badly outnumbered we were, that I can deal with Franz's army first and still have enough forces at my disposal to go after Volkmar. Now, because of the amount of cavalry that we're going to be facing, I am trying to be a bit careful with who I attack and where. So if I let the game speed up, for example, most of my Beastigors and Gors are on the front line. I've got my Giants who are going to be trying to go after the enemy's cavalry as much as I can because Reichsguard are anti-infantry. I do have a couple of things to help out, like Minotaurs who are going to be going after these guys and doing a decisive number to them. And I'm trying my best as well to avoid Franz. As you can imagine, he is going to be absolutely deadly in combat, and I was trying to avoid him as much as I can until I was ready to deal with him. I'd rather focus on taking out as much of his army as I could before I end up going after him himself. But with units like the Knights of the Blazing Sun, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, although thanks to a Devolve, I was able to debuff their charging attack and make it a lot less powerful than it would have been. But as we go along the lines, you can see most of my units are holding pretty well against the enemies, supported of course by the Giants. Back here I've got my Centaurs who have been trying to get to go after the enemy's missile units, but the problem I had was actually over this side. Because of the enemies having lots and lots of Reichsguard, there's only so much in my army I can use to deal with them. So I sent the Giant in here and used the Manticore initially to try and pin them in place. I've brought in some Gors just because I had them spare. I mean, these guys are anti-infantry, but I was hoping that, given that we will be the ones charging in, we'd be doing more damage to them. And well, you can see both Reichsguard units haven't done any kills yet. And yet, these guys have already killed 10 knights, and he's killed only 4. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, as the fight continues, we're slowly trying to whittle down the enemy as much as we can and where we can. I've brought up my Brave Shaman here so we can try and cast some spells where we need to in order to break through the enemy's line a bit. But the enemy has been surprisingly resilient, I must say. We're getting a few waver in and stuff like that, but it's taken a little while longer than I want, bearing in mind we've got this whole enemy force marching over. And if we go to the left side, you can already see, well, you can see my Cygor chucking rocks then, but you can already see the enemy's Pistoliers coming in to support. Now, the Outriders in particular, there with the grenade launchers, are going to be a slight concern, but because of the size of my units here, like Minotaurs are quite big creatures, and so is the Giant, I don't think we actually would take that much damage from the grenades, but it's just having them shooting at them is not ideal to say the least. Now, we're still trying to work our way through the last few units over here. Got my Brave Shaman just trying to provide some support to my local forces. Whoa, there goes the Minotaurs charging them, just noticing the bodies flying across. Wow. But thanks to the Minotaurs, we're now getting the final units here to shatter. We've still got a lot of enemies back here to deal with. You can see it, there's plenty of knights as well as missile units for us to try and deal with. My Gors I've got chasing over from the right flank initially, and my Centaurs are trying their best to chase them down and do enough damage to cause them to break. But it's not going as well as I would have liked, in all honesty. Knights has actually taken some friendly damage here from the enemy's units, which is handy for me. And we managed to get them to break, so I've got my tentacles chasing down the Knights as much as I can. And at this particular point now, I'm just trying to set up my forces ready to receive the next wave. Now, unfortunately for me, there is still a lot of missile troops here. We've got lots of outriders and pistoliers, we've got archers, we've got handgunners in the back here, as well as some of the remains from the first wave led by Franz. You can see all these enemy spearmen now coming towards our lines, which, against my monstrous infantry, is not going to be ideal. Now, the cycle has still been throwing stuff away, and in fact, you can still see Franz. For most of this battle, he's actually been busy back here, just going after my Ungors. So that's why this unit here in particular has taken a lot of damage, but that's been fine. I'm quite happy to let him kill those guys off, instead of going after my main units. But as Volkmar's army is now drawn near, I'm trying my best now to bring my troops into combat. If we can go after the enemy spears, that will be great, but of course they get shot at the whole time, and it is whittling down their health slowly but surely. And it does not help when Franz does rear charges into my units too. Now I got my Brave Shaman rushing up here because I was hoping to try and use at least 1 or 2 Vile Tides because of how tightly packed the enemy is. I just figured it might be a useful thing for me to try and do. And oh, there's Franz actually coming in to fight the giants. Now Volkmar's buffing our units up with his battle prayers, which isn't helping out, but he's holding the line pretty well, and between the two characters, there we are. I was hoping that would do a lot of damage to the enemy, and to be fair it did, but it also broke the Beasticles. So yeah, now I've got a hole in the centre of my line, and with how badly damaged my troops were, they are really quickly going to start fleeing. Now luckily for me, some of my units do end up coming back. Oh wow, that's a Soul Storm, eh? Sorry, Soul Fire, isn't it? That spell called? I can't remember. It's been a while since I played as a Imperial player and using I was going to say warrior monks, but that's not the right word. Warrior priests. That's better. But yeah, unfortunately for me now, if I pull back a bit, you can see a lot of my units are retreating. A number of them will be coming back, and I'll be able to try and get a few more kills with them. But ultimately, the battle is lost at this point. If we hover up here, you can see that we've done a fair bit to the enemy's forces. We've managed to wipe out over half their troops, and given the fact they outnumbered us over 3 to 1, I thought it was pretty good going, all things considered. Now I'm speeding things up because we don't really need to stick around too long, but you can see over here that my warriors are rallying, and I'm trying my best to bring them in so we can do some extra damage as and when we can. See, my Minotaurs originally were going to go after the Spearmen, but these guys are good against large creatures, so I decided instead to try and bring in my Beastigors. The Minotaurs were trying to chase down some Pistoliers because these guys are reasonably fast. I was hoping we can try and do something, but that didn't work out. And then if we head over here, then you can see some of the remaining creatures. Franz nearly died. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to kill him off, and the giant was finally knocked down. We've still got troops hanging on in there though, but at this point it's starting to chain rout. Everybody's run away, but it was only a valiant defeat. We did extremely well given what we were facing. So quite happy with the results, and I guess guys, we'll go back to the campaign map. So there we have it, a valiant defeat, but you can't win every battle, and we managed to bring quite a few enemies of ours down with us. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill Franz, but you can see I was very, very close. I managed to wipe out a number of different units, unfortunately not do as many casualties to Volkmar's army, but that's okay, we'll be able to finish them off soon enough. Now what? Oh, they have established a settlement now in Fildorf. We are going to have to go back and deal with them, but at least on the plus side, they are going to be taking corruption for being outside the settlement, and there's not much they can do inside the settlement, because it's only going to be a crappy level 1 settlement. At least I hope it is. Oh god. If they take it back, does that mean that it's now a tier 5 settlement, because I had a tier 5 herdstone? Oh god, I hope not. Okay, back to my turn. Now, I don't know why we've ended up down here near Mount Squighorn, but, hey-oh, one of those things. Right. Now, during the intern phase, I forgot to talk about it when it happened, but if I head back to Fildorf, we've actually got a couple of Musilon forces right outside the settlement. They haven't done anything to the Imperial garrison or anything, and they are currently taking attrition because of the chaos corruption, I presume, in the area. So, hopefully, if we get over there quickly enough, we'll be able to finish off Karl Franz's army and take back Wildorf. So, let's grab my armies. Gore, you will jump down here. We'll have Zatori jump down here too. Let's see, Slugtongue, where do I want you to go, actually? I suppose it'd be best if we start heading towards Kempenbad, so we can start taking them out. But yeah, we'll have you jump over there. Then Goros, I'm just going to let you finish off... Nah, actually, I'm going to get you to start jumping back over. Reason being is that Quilla should be a fairly easy fight, and all we got left really is these two guys to let them finish things off. So, if we grab you, Morgul, you can come and attack Massive Orgul. With the reinforcements from Malagos's army, this will be a pretty easy fight. And, oh, it's not going to give us much. We'll just take that. That way then we'll get a bit more movement from him. But we'll switch to that. Pendant of Slanesh. I might give that to Malagos, because he hasn't got much in the way of units. Oh, sorry, not Malagos, Morgul. Fact. Level 5 already, wow. Okay. Stave of Ruinous Corruption is his unique item. We need to see what we're going to have to do about that. It's going to take a little while, though. I think it kicks in next turn. So we'll wait and see. Manabane, Rune of the True Beast. Missile resistance or extra weapon strength. Oh, that's tough. Manslayers for extra bonuses for Chaos Spawn. We'll grab that. There we go. Right. Morgul. We'll have you head down next towards Quillis, and then we'll have Malagos jump down and to start going after the Castle of Carcassonne. That should be everything we need to do then. We'll quickly do our level ups. So Shindari can go for Spread Corruption. Kaznor, let's give you Block Army. Sui, let's give you Savage Dominion for Cygor or Mantle of Gorok. Let's give you... In fact, we'll give you Magical Reserves. Kagar, what have you got? Thick-skinned or Devastating Charge? At the moment, you're still on foot. Let's go for Devastating Charge, so we boost that up ready for the Razor Gore you'll get in a few more levels. And... yeah. Let me just check this quick. Lock in horns, okay. So we're still going to find out what the mission is going to be to get the Stave of Corruption, but we'll sort that out in the following turn. So, to start things off, we've got our first quest, and it's been so long since I've done quest battles like this. That's one of the things we use in the custom mod characters. You don't get these quest chains because basically it's very difficult to do, and obviously you won't be able to do the actual battles. Instead, you just end up having the item as a skill, essentially, when you unlock it. So I miss having these, quests coming up. But there we go. Stave of Ruinous Corruption. We need to move the character towards Gisero. With the required item in his possession, Morgul can begin his ritual, but not here, not amongst all this normality. He must return to his lair, where he can be alone amongst his twisted creations. Within his dank and unknowable cavern, Morgul's physical form is hewn from countless gifts and boons for the ruinous powers, coalesced together to create the Master of Skulls. It is here that he will capture the essence of chaos and make it his own. So, we need to move over towards Gisero, which just means moving a character up here. Easy enough. Oh, and this happened in the end turn phase. Ostermark of Confederated with Reichland. Oh, and we finished off another challenge. Okay. I believe we still only got one left at this point. Actually, while we're here, I'm going to do some things. First of all, I'm going to upgrade some of our horde buildings, because we're kind of getting tired of them starting off at such a low level already. We're going to go ahead then and get another army ready to be recruited. And what I'm going to do next at our next level of Dread is I'm going to recruit another Legendary Lord. Now, I would like your feedback on which one we should go for, because we've already got Morgul and Goros. I'm kind of tempted to go for Kazrak, because I think he's still around on the battle map. But going for something like Tarox or Malagor could also be quite cool. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. We'll pop through all of those, and let's continue. So Morgul should be able to finish off Quillis easily enough with what he's got in his army. There we go. Right, not really worth doing much, we'll just raise in advance. Right, and he's got a few bonuses, but now we should be able to get him to rest up, and not only can he level up, let's go. I still want to give you these, but we can't go for it quite yet. Let's give you an Primal Rage. We might as well start working on your combat abilities a bit. You could do some extra armor. That was probably your main thing, actually. Let's switch back. Let's go for that and definitely give you some armor then. He's got Gambler's armor and stuff like that, but yeah. Okay, we'll save it for now. Okay, any characters up here? No, what I'll do then, let's take you... No, let's take my Wargor, and let's move you up towards Gisero. It'll only take him a couple of turns, and while he's doing that then, we can take the opportunity to build him up a bit more. Because now we can go for that, which means we can upgrade a bunch of our buildings, including giving us the Khan of Zeech, which is quite fitting given his character. Okay, you, good sir, can start making your way down towards Carcassonne to go after the last remaining stronghold of Athel Loren. In fact, let me just double check. Oh no, they still got one more settlement. Where? Really? We're gonna have to go all the way up to Grunzint. Well, we may make our way up there at some points anyway. Okay. Well, it's good to know though we can finish off the Kindreds of Orion by coming after them here. And if we head back over here, first thing then is to go off to Fieldorf and take that back. Right. It's gonna be weak. Oh wow, they established quickly. Mucilan attacked them during the end turn phase and sacked this place, but I'm surprised they were able to build their garrison back up so quickly. But we've now gone in and taken it while we raise our third stone. I think we're going to have to work on building it up again. Right, let's go... Let's go for this, and we'll go for this one too. Just because I think they were quite powerful units. And then obviously we're going to have to go after the enemies now. Damn it. Okay. Okay. Let's send... Ooh, we might just be able to catch up with Volkmar using Gor's army. Okay, we'll come back to you in just a minute then. Molokh, let's get you jumping over... Where do I want to go next in this area? I think Würzbad would be a good spot for us because it gives me Flensburg, Kempenbad, Krugenheim, Niedlin, and Avenheim, which will also be part of Fieldorf anyway. Yeah, that would work. So let's jump you over towards Würzbad, and we'll head over there afterwards. Goros can start making his way over too. I'll bring you up this way actually, so that way then we can go and join up with Molokh, and then you're going to stay there temporarily, and then you... Let's see if we can actually reach Volkmar's army with his. Now, I don't know about our chances of actually taking on Volkmar, but it does say close victory. And we would lose 1 unit of Ungor raiders. You know what? I'm going to fight this battle just to finish off the episode. I think that'll be quite nice. Okay guys, so before I start this battle, I have to admit, I didn't realise when I hit play battle that this was going to be an ambush. And when I went to deploy my forces, I didn't realise exactly how close I could set up my forces. Now, I can admit that, you know, we are the Beastmen, we are good at ambushes, but look at this, right? This is pretty much open terrain, a few hills, a few slopes. I mean, we're not like we hide behind this bit of rock here. We're literally within spitting range of the Empire's army, and I didn't even realise we were there. It's just, I couldn't believe it when I saw this and was deploying my army. But we're here to fight this ambush nonetheless. So, if I speed things up a little bit, you can see very quickly my Slangors are just charging down the hill to engage the enemy. Gor, the Earthshaker, is engaging with Volkmar, And Volkmar's got a bunch of spells and he's being assisted by spearmen. But what's helping our attack is, on my other side, I put all my monstrous creatures. Minotaurs, we've got the ogres, somewhere in the back here. Where are they? We've got our Morfang cavalry, and we even got the Blood Brute Behemoth charging in and just slaughtering their way through all the enemy units. Now, one thing I did end up doing as well is I actually got Desarius here, and where is it? The Morfang cavalry I will be eventually sending to go after the Pistoliers, because I was surprised how quick the Morfang cavalry is in this battle, and I don't know why. As you can see, the Pistoliers have got a speed of 90. He is 84, and this is without me using the Foe Seeker ability that gives him the speed bonus. But if I go to the Morfang cavalry, which normally I've seen is pretty slow, these guys have got a speed of 98. These Morfangs are faster than the enemy horses, and no, but don't get me wrong, there's a big size difference. But I was just surprised when I fought the battle. It was amazing. And because of how quickly we've managed to carve our way through the enemy, a lot of my Slangors are just sort of waiting around, really. Nothing really for them to do. But if I speed things up a little bit, you can see basically the battle's already won for us. It's massively in our favour. Enemies are still hanging on a bit here and there, like here for example. But they are starting to rout very quickly. The ability, as you might see for the tooltip, is from our magical item, the Chalice of Dark Rain. It's got a really, really good range on it, and it reduces the accuracy of people who have been affected by it. So I put it here, because the enemy at the time did have a whole bunch of different units. You can see here the archers have been affected by the Chalice of Dark Rain, reducing their accuracy. But already the battle is pretty much won. We've managed to carve away for the enemy. There's still a couple of units hanging on, like the Pistoliers here. Some of these will be coming back in order to try and fight us, but ultimately it's just a case of chasing them down and trying to kill them off. You can see the ogres are sort of charging through. And after seeing the trailers for the Ogre Kingdoms, it's making me feel even more excited for Warhammer 3. I would love it if they give all the factions a bit of a rework in order to make them fit much better in with the new mechanics and stuff. Because some of the things I've been seeing, like, I'm really looking forward to giving it a play in February. As I've already mentioned, I've pre-ordered my copy, and yeah, just really excited to be getting my hands on it in the future. But, back to this. As you can see, the only remaining character left is Volkmar. Because he is unbreakable, we are going to have to cut him into little pieces. And I didn't notice how much damage he was actually doing to my Slangors at the time. Now, these guys have done pretty okay, 100 casualties. But he's actually doing a fair bit of damage. And, oh yeah, this guy. Okay, so one of the buildings, or horde buildings we can get, is, I can't remember what it is exactly called, I think it's called the Pile of Flesh. But it gave us a army ability called Touched by the Moon. And what happens is that when you cast it on a unit, it provides huge bonuses. It gives them unbreakable, about 50% extra weapon damage, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it does a lot of damage to them in return, right, after the ability is finished. And this is what happened to this unit. I decided to check it out, because I've never actually used it properly in battle before. So I cast it on the units. They did a bit of damage against Volkmar, despite the fact he's been regenerating a lot of it. But yeah, it killed all but one Lan score. You managed to do where your friends, and look at that, you can see in his eyes. If I slow things down here, this man has seen things. Look at that, his friend's slaughtered by him. He's been affected by that ability really, really badly. Anyway, if we move back here, you can see then that I've decided to allow Gore to have the honour of defeating Volkmar in battle. Although, I do feel the chariots are a bit lackluster when it comes to combat, because look at it. Basically, we're just here and we're watching the Ruskigors take it out fighting the horses. Volkmar's not doing much up there on his altar, and Gore is just sort of standing there cheering on his mounts. It's kind of a really sucky battle. But if I hover over here, you can see that he's still doing pretty well. I was trying my best to wait for him to let me start that again. I was waiting for him to take more damage, but he's actually was regenerating a bit at a time, not as lots, but he's slowly regenerating. But eventually when I start activating more abilities like Bloodlust, as you can see for the extra armor piercing damage, it soon starts taking out his health, and if I just speed things up a little bit, you can see he still hangs on and I keep trying to regenerate. Doesn't help that he's got that 20% armor bonus, damage resistance I should say, but I'm trying to debuff him while we do it as well. But there we go, Volkmar has now been defeated. You can see him lying injured down there. And, well, the horse has been killed. Eventually someone will probably collect the Grand Altar once more. But we have it here, decisive victory for us, and you can see all the bodies of these soldiers all along the path where we've managed to ambush them. Really, really cool. But with that, guys, let's go back to the campaign map. So, decisive victory, but I lost one of my units, but as you would have saw in the battle, I deliberately did that, just to see what that actual army ability was like, and yeah, I don't think I'm going to use it in the future. Anyway, we managed to wipe out the entire army, apart from a couple of pistoliers. I'm going to go ahead and get some replenishment, just because why not? And if we've got any movement left, I would like... well, we don't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Can we chase it down the survivor? No. We can't do that either. That sucks. Ritual of Ruin is available though, and we've got some bonuses for defeating Volkmar. Let's pop through that. I'm just going to go ahead and do the ritual straight away. There's no reason for us not to, because we don't need the points. So by doing this now, we've actually blocked off most of the ruins nearby, which has actually stopped the Empire from trying to do stuff like go after Steingart. So yeah, there we go. Let's just quickly go through the last few points right here. So, Snenja, let's give you Woundsmaker. We can then give Anrak Deadly Blade, it seems. Yep, that'll do just fine. Okay, Gore. Oh, what can I give you? You have really proven yourself defeating Volkmar in battle. I was very impressed with that, I must say. And we did finish off Fury of the Herd. Okay. In that case, what do you have in your army mainly? Got a bunch of Slangors, we've got a bunch of Ogres, some Minotaurs and a large creature here, the Bloodbrute Behemoth. Right, we've gone for the bonuses for our Slangors, so let's go for maybe the Giants. Hoofed Heavyweights will be just for Minotaurs. Now we'll give me the Gorgon. Let's go for that. Then Desarius... I don't know what to give you, actually. Let's just continue in training, I guess. And that should be everything. Huh, interesting. So apparently a network of seditious ne'er-do-wells are sowing discord in my provinces. Well, luckily for me, I don't have to worry about public order. We'll skip through that, and we will end things here for today. So, I think we've got things off pretty well. We've finished off all of Athel Loren. We've just got a couple of outlying settlements, a few outposts left to deal with, and then that's the Wood Elves done. And then all we need to do then is focus our attention on the Empire, and that will bring the campaign to an end. So guys, thank you for watching today's one. I hope you enjoyed, and you do join me next time, of course, for some more Warhammer. If you're planning on checking it out, I look forward to seeing you guys for the start of the Western Roman Empire campaign for Attila. That's coming out tomorrow. Otherwise, take care everybody, and goodbye for now.